Good morning. How are you? Morning, everyone, and thank you very much for joining me. I can see lots of our lovely regular people here, one should say. Regular people that comment, because I know there's lots of people that watch that don't comment, and that's absolutely fine. But it's lovely to see those of you having a natter with one another, which is nice. So morning to Margaret, Teresa, Terry, Fiona, Eunice, Kathy, Pat, Kaz. Why did you nearly miss it, Kaz? Karen, Shirley, Ethel, Sue. Lovely to see you all. And June, I think, was up. I've lost her in all the comments there. So morning, Pat, Sandra, Ian. Loads. Lovely to see you all. So thank you very much for joining me. And we're still staying on the Christmas theme here, but I thought we would go on to some of my favourites, really, from the recent Sue Wilson launch. So this one is called the Snowflake background, and as you can possibly see, it's very detailed, and as I said, it's kind of like one of my favourites. So I think it's a really pretty one to start off with and show you my take of it. I have mixed it with some of the John Next Door products as well, to be honest with you, and a couple of other bits beside. So I'm going to show you that, but I would at this stage say that if you are watching either and you're chatting away and you're not chatting away, I really would appreciate if you could share this YouTube to people. So you know, it is open for anyone. It's on public viewing as such, and it would be great to have a little bit of a share of the love if we can. So without further ado, let's start. So I have got behind all this an 8x8 card blank, and I've got sneaking behind there some silver mirror card. It's sneaking because it'll blind you otherwise. Then I've got a piece of white card, so that's going to be my base that I'm going to build on. And so this is the snowflake background. It is one die, and here it is. It's one die, which cuts out all obviously in one go, but it has, like so many of them, which leaves it much easier to be used, no outer cutting line. So it's up to you as to what size that you would like this finished piece to be. And so subsequently, I have cut a piece of white card out so that it is 13.5 centimetres by 13.5 centimetres. Okay, so I'm going to pop that through. So that is going to sit onto my piece of card that I cut out. Oops, and I'm going to sort of just about keep that in the middle if I can, and attach that. Not so easy. Shouldn't have done it on the mat here. Should have done it on the cutting mat. But what I wanted to do was bring this in, and I wanted to cut it that way round. So I'm going through my machine, and I wanted to cut it so that it is on an angle, because it is an extremely intricate die. You'll see that in a second. I mean, it does look it from the package, I know, but it really is extremely intricate. And therefore, there's lots of bits and pieces that will need to be cut out and whatever. And so I do suggest that you do tape it down and that you do put it through your machine that way round rather than like that, because it's got the cutting edge to go over. Easier like that. Because it is intricate, I'm going to put a metal shim on top just to be sure, or hopefully be sure, that that's going to come out. So that's going to go on there like that. Pop that through my sandwich, and I will, blimey, I nearly fell off the chair then. I will check it before I actually take it out of the die, let loose from the die, to make sure that it has all cut. So let's just have a look. So just turn it over, and I can actually see that that one right in the middle, everything else is cut out beautifully, but that one right in the middle is not, shall we say, to my liking. So I'm going to turn that around that way and just give it one more go, because I just want to be sure. As it is so intricate, you really need to make sure at this stage, whoops, that it's going through, because otherwise It's not much fun trying to get all the tiny little bits out, so let's just give that another go through. So this is, as I say, part of the first festive collection from Sue Wilson and Creative Expressions. That's better. And I have put a few other bits and pieces from the collection onto the website today. I will be using them at different times, not necessarily today. Some of them I will be using today. But I just thought I would put all the bits and pieces that I've got at the moment on there in case you are tempted by anything. So I'm going to try my best to, before I remove that die, take all of these bits out because it will make life a little easier. So this is another one of these dies really that actually it's more or less all done for you without you having to think about it. So let's just look at that. Isn't that beautiful? It's just like a piece of lace. Just a couple of little bits need poking out. And as I said, I would recommend with such a detailed die, any die that is detailed like this, I would recommend that you put it in your die cutting machine kind of that way, and then possibly rotate it round again and go through another way, and just double check that you've got it all cut through before you remove your die, because it is so much easier to contend with. So let me just scoop these bits out of the way. Now I thought we'd go classy, and classy in this case, whoops, is going to be some of the grey linen card. Now you probably can't even see that that's classy. Oh, caught a sight of it there, just up here. It's got that beautiful linen finish to it, and therefore is just quite nice to put on the back of this. So that's what I'm going to do. As I said, we're going classy, so we're going silver, grey and white. So I'm going to cut out some grey card. First of all, I'm going to cut out a piece that is 12.5 by 12.5. No, not 13. 13 by 13. Now that piece is going to slot just behind our grey piece here. Doesn't that look lovely? And then if we just check that. Now I said 13 by 13, but first of all I said 12.5, didn't I? And I was right. Why did I doubt myself? I want to make it slightly smaller, because if I make it 12.5 by 12.5, then I can put it on there knowing, that's better, that all the edges are covered and it's not going to be hanging over the edge, because whilst I could trim it, I would prefer not to. So I'm cutting out that piece that's 12.5 by 12.5, but I'm also going to cut a piece out which is 13.5 by 13.5. Okay. So I've got that piece in the wings, so to speak. All right. And then whilst I've got my cutting machine out here, I'm going to cut myself a bit of mirror card, 2 bits. I'm going to turn it that way around so you're not blinded, but it's silver mirror card. And I'm going to cut 2 pieces that are 14 by 14 out of here. So 2 pieces, 14 by 14. So that is my silver mirror. Okay. So now I'm going to take my beautiful snowflake background and I'm going to turn it over so that it's on its back. Now I could use the glue glaze. That's what I've brought in to use some of the other dies in a minute. But I do find that this one, because it's so intricate, will be so much easier to use the spray glue. So I'm going to pop that into my box with the back showing. Give that a spray. Grab hold of it. Still keep it that way round so the glue is on this bit. And then with my right side down. So because if you look at if you've got some linen card and you look at it, it has got a right and a wrong way. And this side has got a bit more of the texture. So I'm just going to hover that over the back of my card, and then I can just push evenly down on this side, making sure then that all of those little bits are stuck onto there like that. It would look really nice if you did this with all sorts of different colours, but as I said, I thought we'd go classy, and I do like that. I very much like that. So I'm going to take one of my mirrored sheets and I'm going to pop that onto there, giving me a very nice sort of silver background there. Can you see that? So I'm going to pop that, put some glue onto the back of this and pop that down first. Giving myself that little bit of a border all the way around. Just stick that down there. And then, if you recall, cut myself a piece of silver card there, and I'm going to do much the same by popping that piece of grey onto my other silver mirror card. And that gives that little border around there. So then I'm going to bring my card base back in. So this, as I said, was my 8x8 card base. I'm going to have it so it's a top folding, so the top piece here, and I'm going to pop these two together. So I'm going to put my white piece of card, and this was 19 centimetres by 19 centimetres, onto a piece of 19.5 centimetres by 19.5 centimetres of my silver mirror again. And then that's going to go onto my base here. And if anyone can think of a better way of putting this glue on, oh, it's hurting my hand. Yes, I want sympathy. No, not really. Not really. There's a lot worse off than me. I absolutely know that. So I'm just going to pop that down onto my card base. And then, of course, I'm going to put a bit of foam on, 2 bits and pieces, but I just want to show you how I'm going to put this on to start off with. So first of all, I've got my layer, which is just the mirror card and the grey, and that's going to go onto the centre piece, something like that. And then I'm going to put some foam on the back of this one, and that is then going to go onto my back piece like that. Okay, so let's put first of all just this onto here and try my best. Whoops. So just throw it down and hope it lands all right. But as well as that, which it actually did, as well as that, I want to try and get it as even as possible. So try and move it into position. So onto the back of here, I'm going to pop some foam, obviously. And I'm glad I'm making people happy by using the silver. That's all right then. That is all right. So I'm going to put it in the centre as well. I think blue looks nice with this, with the silver as well, but I thought that the grey made a nice change, a classy change. That is the word for the day, classy. So I'm going to take my backing, oh, she hopes, off of here, and then pop myself some glue onto the foam to both stop it from any static that I might have built up, but also give me a little bit of wiggle room, and lastly, to give me an extra chance of this card still looking good, by Christmas, because let's face it, it's got a few weeks to go yet. But of course, the reason why all the crafting stuff comes so early is many people, let's get it around the right way, hold on. Many people, I don't know if there is a right or wrong way, but I want my big snowflake at the top. Many people buy all the bits and pieces because they make cards for to sell. So either at the church or craft fairs, that type of thing, which hopefully we'll be back to doing again this year. And so they want to get the stuff now. So they want to be ahead of the game in that respect. So that's one of the reasons why we start selling them now. So what am I going to do to then bring this a bit more posher, a bit more classy? Well, I have used the John Next Door Snowflake corners. These were from last year's release, I think. Yeah, it wasn't the year before. And I felt that these worked really well in the corner here. So I've cut them out already from the mirror card. And I'm just going to turn them around to the way. And I'm going to pop a bit of glue glaze onto the back of these so that will be, it's easier, really, because it's easier to apply as much as anything. So I've got my sort of little wand, and I can then just dab that over the back. And I'm working on my silicone mat, or if you have a glass mat or something like that, it will do the trick as well. So I'm going to put them into each of the corners, and I'm going to leave a fraction of a white space. It says either way. So that you can see, you see in that corner, I've got like the outside layer, the white layer, and then leaving a little bit of a ridge with that. So I need to apply this to all of my four corners. This corner, as I say, there are a few left. It was last year's, but I thought with the corners being snowflakes, it looked quite good. Trying to get an even edge on this side. If you do get any of the glue, which clearly I have done, onto the mirror card, you can take that off and it dries clear anyway, so it shouldn't be too much of a disaster. So I hope you're liking some of the things that are all showing Christmassy. Lots more things in the pipeline over the next few weeks, but of course we will be dipping our way back into non-Christmassy things, because it's not all about Christmas, not least for the fact that there's a lot of birthdays, including yours truly. So we can't dismiss birthdays and all sorts of other events along the way. But I think that Christmas for crafters is really one of the special times. And despite the fact that we think that we've got it all and can't possibly need any more, then you come up with beautiful designs like these and you think, oh, that has got to come and live at my house. You know, just got to come and live at your house. So that's our four corners. Just pop that on again, try and line that up so that you've got that little rim of a white border around there. Now, let me just wipe those bits of glue off because we don't want a card to stick onto there. Now, there's one more thing, because they have also got in this some new sentiments. Let's get it around the right way now. Got some new sentiments, and I thought they were really, really lovely. They are large, huge, in fact. And I saw a sample with this sort of card, and I thought, yeah, actually, do you know, I think this goes with it. And I'll show you the die set that I'm going to use, and it's this one, and they're called Noble Greetings, although despite the fact, I must say, can't see that written on there, but in the description, otherwise it's called Noble Greetings. Anyway, you get two. You get an outer edge, and then you get this amazingly beautiful and ornate, classy, don't forget, actual word. So I'm going to take a piece of white card and I'm going to cut out the back of this, and this measures 13 centimeters, so that's about 6 inches, is it? No, 5 inches. 5 inches by 3, I think. So 13 centimeters by 8 centimeters. So it's really big and very much a focal point for your card. Just run this through. Of course, it could be completely your own a card in itself, if you see what I mean. So I will be doing some of those at a later date, but I felt that this worked quite nicely with this as well. Looks a little bit like Mickey Mouse. No, don't even go there. Don't even go there. So that is my background, and here is my inner die. Look at that. Isn't it beautiful? And not only is it beautiful, but it's huge, as I said, and it then goes onto this background piece. So let's just put that together. So I'm going to take that to one side again. So as I said, there are other, there's a couple of other big greetings like this, or not greetings, sentiments, I should say, in the set. And I will be using them at different times. So, you know, if you don't get them, you don't need to get everything, goodness me. But if you think, I don't know, I will be having them around. And my aim, as things have changed, is to try and have things available for a bit longer than they were prior. Sometimes things would be sold out before I'd even finished talking to you. And my aim is, because we don't want people to miss out with various different other things going on, we decided that we would go on and risk taking a few more stock levels for you. So I'm just going to pop this onto here. Obviously, there is a correct place for it to sit. I shall encourage it to do such a thing in a second. Won't you come over here a little bit? There. Whoops. Isn't that lovely? I really like that. Do you like that? Yeah, I like that. I mean, obviously, yeah, I agree. Fiona just said she thinks she could do with a big happy birthday like that. And I think that that is a really nice idea as well. I would like that sort of thing too. Maybe that's something they'll be coming up with. But I do like this kind of font, this fancy font. And I do like the fact that actually that could be just the main thing on one card. However, for us today, it isn't the main thing, crash bang wallop, because it is going to be going into the center of here. So obviously, I'm going to put some foam on there. You could not put foam on there, but I really think that this just makes it pop. So foam it is behind my Mickey Mouse ears. Another bit behind. Oh, let's put that bit there. So as I said, there are some other words in this set. I need a little bit on there, don't I? So I'm going to have to cut that instead of actually just peeling it, because I won't get it on there otherwise. So let's just cut that in half and then in half again. Coming up to there. See if we can't put it on a bit like that instead. So it's 2mm thick foam that I'm using. And I just want to, might have to trim it a little bit when I turn it over. Yeah, just a little bit. Need it to go around the corner. So we'll give it a little haircut as it goes around the corner. So I'm going to just take this off. She says. Not so easy with the little bits for me, with my stupid hand. As I said, sympathy now, just for a second, and then no more. You never know, we might see some bigger sentiments, Fiona. There may well be some bigger ones coming up. I've not seen any, so I don't know that, but I just think it would be, I can't think that they do have bigger sentiments, but not necessarily like this one with the background to it, which I think looks very nice. So let's bring this back over. Again, just double check, because at this stage we could still have this card any which way we like, but I want that one to be at the top. And I'm just going to pop that into the centre. Hope that's straight, because I can't see it above there. Yeah, I think that's straight. And then I'm just going to grab hold of, she says, my little pearls, not pearls, crystals, because I think we need some of them. And my easy pick tool I found. Oh God, did I tell you that? Can't remember whether I told you that or not, that I was looking for something else entirely, as you do. Well, tidying actually. And then I came across it. It's all very exciting. A little bit sad, I know, but you can go on that one. And we got some tiny ones left. Yeah, just about. A little tiny one onto there. Oh, sticking to it all. Oh, come here. Sticking to that one there. And then some down here, I reckon, don't you? One there. One in the centre there. I think that one's got to be quite a big one there. Yeah. Whoops. That fits in there nicely. And medium size into there. One over here. So basically I'm fiddling now. Yeah, in a nutshell, I'm fiddling. But I'm just going for wherever I think a little gem would work. I mean, you could go completely mad, and I probably will. But I just, if you can't do a bit of bling at Christmas, when can you, eh? When can you? Let's do some down here as well. So now, whilst I'm blinging here, let me just remind you, I'm going to bring that in to show you in a second. You've still got a few more days to treat yourself to the John Next Door in association with, oh, that sounds posh, doesn't it? Maximum Crafts. Our card kit for July, something that we launched on Friday. And by the looks of it, you seem to like it, so that's good. I'm gonna go mad, sorry. So yeah, that's still available to order until Friday. Some have already been sent out and some will be on their way again tomorrow. So you should be having them drop through your doorstep very, very soon. We'll just remind you that they are all pre-cut for you, and I'll show you it in a second. Where's the top of that gone then? Aha. And you get a link to a private YouTube video, so it's on Maximum Crafts YouTube channel, not on John's. Oh, get in, thank you. And you get full written instructions with illustrations by the lovely June Smith, and you get 10% discount code for a one-time code off for anything of your next order over the £10. So here is our beautiful card for today, and I rather like that. Do you like that? I think that is rather nice. So we have got, to remind you, the card we used was silver mirror card, white linen card, and grey linen card. Back up there. That's all the card that we used. Then we used the lovely Festive Collection Snowflake background by Sue Wilson, one of the New Year's dies. We also used the Festive Collection Noble Greetings for this lovely sentiment there, and I haven't got the packaging for you, but these corner sentiments were from last year's collection from John Next Door, which is the Festive Snowflakes corners. Okay, so those are all the loveliness. Now, they are available to order over on the maximumcrafts.com website for you. There are plenty, so if you're watching this later on today, being Sunday, they are sort of not on limited stock just yet. I'll just bring in the lovely cards to show you what I was talking about. So this, just to remind you, this is the different choices that you have for the John Next Door and Maximum Crafts card kit for July. We've got the version in white, which is white with new gold, and you will receive all of the elements to make your project there. And this is the one in red and vintage gold, and again you'll receive all the elements to do that card, or you can save a bit of money if you wanted to have both of them, but you still get all of your other bits and pieces with it. Just to show you that if you were to be getting the white card, you would receive, this is what you would receive. You would receive your blank card. You would receive your background already cut out. This is Matt's tree as the frame. And then you would receive all, bring these over without dropping them, all of these elements here for you. These are all in the gold, and then you've got these in white, and you'll have all the instructions on popping them together. Okay, so that's your card kit, still available until Friday to order. So that's that one. But for today, we have, as I said, this little classy number, I reckon. I'm doing well with my Christmas cards already. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you did like it, do leave a message and a comment on the bottom. If you didn't like it, don't bother. Sorry, wash my mouth out. But if you did like it and you feel that you need any of the elements, do pop over and have a look on the website, because they will be there. If you're a member of the Facebook group for Maximum Crafts, I will be posting the link directly over to there. But you've got any of the YouTube videos from us, which is now resulting to hundreds, which is quite incredible, really. But they're all there if you wish to have a look at them at any time. So have a great day. I will be back with you at our new time on Wednesday at 6 o'clock this Wednesday. And do remember, for anything else that might be coming up, the 72-hour rule. Okay, so thank you so much. Have a good weekend for the rest of it, and I will see you on Wednesday, hopefully. Take care till then. Bye.